This is Sportscentre.
Hey everyone, long time no see. I'm Jesse Pollock, filling in for Marissa Roberto, and this is Digital Sportscentre, presented by Montana's Barbecue and Bar. Some big news to begin the show. Anthony Stolarz is set to undergo a knee procedure and is expected to miss 4 to 6 weeks. He left after the first period against Anaheim last week. Stolarz leads the league in save percentage and is second in goals against average this season. And tonight, it's the team with the NHL's best record versus the number 1 pick in the 2024 NHL Draft. My Jets and the Sharks. It's not a secret that Winnipeg slowed down a bit since starting the season after collecting 17 wins in their first 20 games. But in the 12 since, they've won just 5 times. The Sharks, meanwhile, have done the exact opposite. San Jose started the season with 9 straight losses, but have since won 11 of their past 24. The Sharks youngsters specifically have been fun to watch. Young budding star William Eklund is second on the team in points, while fellow Swede Fabian Zetterlund is right behind him. But most impressively is 18-year-old Macklin Celebrini, who's averaging more than a point per game in his last 14. He has 7 goals and 16 points over that run. Shifting gears now, also in action, are the Canadiens and the Sabres. And let's start with Buffalo because, surprise, surprise, they've lost 10 in a row. What's been tough to watch over the stretch, if you're a Buffalo fan, is the number of close losses that this team has had. 6 out of the last 10, to be exact, have been by just a single goal. And what's also been disappointing is the Sabres wasting another incredible season from Tage Thompson. Even though he didn't make Team USA, Thompson has been lighting it up with 9 goals in his last 14 games. And he's almost back to being a point-per-game player for the second time in his career. And on the Montreal side of the matchup, it's been disappointment as well. The Habs are the worst team in the East and are just 3 points back of having the worst record in hockey. In the last 2 games alone, Montreal has allowed 13 goals, 4 of which came from your Winnipeg Jets. If you're a Habs fan and looking for a silver lining though, the young stars for the most part have been pretty darn good. Nick Suzuki, Cole Caulfield, and Lane Hudson are the team's top 3-point leaders. And Caulfield specifically is turning into an elite goal scorer with 17 goals in 30 games. Let's see who can come out on top of this battle of the disappointing teams. Folks, tonight's the night. It's the NBA Cup Final in Vegas. And it's a matchup which very well could be a preview of the NBA Finals. It's the Bucks and the Thunder. This game might not count towards the regular season standings, but how does $500,000 cash sound? $500,000 is the number that each player on the winning team will receive. And in all honesty, that is a ton of money. It doesn't matter who you are. And both teams are coming into this one red hot. The Thunder entered Tuesday 9-1 in their last 10 games, while the Bucks are 8-2 over that same span. And that goes without saying that 2 of the best players in the NBA will be going head-to-head. Giannis and SGA both come into this one as 2 of only 4 players in the league to average more than 30 points. Giannis, the 2-time MVP, became the first ever player to finish a season with a 30, 10, and 5 stat line. Oh, and he just happens to be doing it again this year. What a surprise. But with all this in mind, the Thunder have been very strong in certain areas this season. And one recipe for success is that they come into this one turning the ball over just 11.8 times per game. And that number right there is first in the league. And they lead the league with 12.2 steals per game. And another spot they've dominated in has been their bench depth. Without Shea on the court, the Thunder have a net rating of plus 1.1, while the Bucks with Giannis resting has a negative 0.2 net rating. Giannis, MVP, anyone? I don't know. Both teams have been riding the hot hand, but only one team will walk away as champion of the in-season tournament. Who you got? Time now for my favorite segment and yours, Why We Love Sports Today.
Why we love sports today.
Over the years, we've seen some pretty great bat flips, and we've also seen some pretty great trots to first base. But this one, in a T-ball game, might be the best of the best. What's going on with that little dude? Was he like pretending to ride the bike to first? You know, in most situations he probably would have been called out, but we're all here for that strut to first. We've seen some pretty extreme winter sports, and one that comes to mind is Red Bull Crashed Ice. Well, this next video that we're about to show you is what would happen if you took that idea and built it in your own backyard and combined it with skateboarding or snowboarding. Honestly, sign me up. Maybe try it while stick handling a puck. These stone mitts wouldn't be great, but I'm sure some of the better players in the world could do it. And that right there is why we love sports. It's Tuesday. And you know what that means? We're looking to pick a winner for a second straight week. After Kirill Kaprizov found the net for us last week against Utah. No surprises there. And tonight, we're going with a hot hand. Drum roll, please. Braden Point, come on down. You've been selected as the next contestant on the Anytime Goal Scorer Show. Congratulations. And here's why. Not only does Point come into this one tied for third in the league in scoring, he's one of the most underrated goal scorers in the NHL, by the way, but he's got 9 goals in his last 9 games. Under the radar. Oh yeah, and he scored in 2 straight. At plus money, it's hard not to turn to a guy who's been doing it all season long. Point has 15 goals in 27 games against the Blue Jackets, and he's already found the back of the net against them once this season. So Braden Point, you're up, pal. That's all we have for today. We'll see you tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific. Have a good one.